No, I'm just going to keep going.
Raj,
So,
could you get out of my eyesight? I mean, you're. Wait, he said you went to Bernardsville High School? I did not know that. I knew you were from New Jersey, but please, Raj, we're working here. Please, not yet.
Hey, we're doing an interview here. Although technically you started it.
I know.
Oh, best one yet. We saved the best for last.
Oh, I love him.
Anyway. Hello again, everyone. I am Todd Staruch, the horror nerd here at New Jersey Horror Con and Film Festival. It's the second day of the convention. I've been having a blast all weekend. I mean, like I'm fond of saying, I'm just a fan who gets to do some cool stuff. So I have spent a lot of time with some really great people. And speaking of great people, I get to sit here with Richard Burgi. How are you, sir?
Very well. I'm glad that you're fond of saying whatever it is, because I'm fond of saying whatever it is, too. I'm good. No, it's great to be here. Crazy group of people. It's nice to meet wonderful people like you. Good Jersey people.
Indeed.
Yeah.
New Jersey's one of those places where if you're from here, you can crap on it all day long, but nobody else better say anything about
That's why
Jersey.
I carry a knife.
Exactly. Welcome to New Jersey, where we hate you too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right?
What time are you leaving?
Yeah. I love it. So, Richard, man, you're part of a very iconic franchise, Hostel 2, and the Hostel franchise sort of sparked this whole idea of torture porn, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I have mixed feelings about that phrase. I don't particularly care for it.
I just heard it for the first time.
Really?
Yeah. I've heard all sorts of things, from torture porn to economic porn to media porn. Yeah, it's an interesting encapsulation, but continue.
Well, what really affected me about the movie is, it's obviously hyper violent and stuff, but still plausible.
So
like
totally
my
plausible.
daughter
Yeah.
was planning a spring break trip for college, and she said, "Dad, what exactly is a youth hostel?" I'm like, no.
Isn't it crazy how it's just really dampened people's desire to travel the world? Hostels have always been a very wonderful, affordable way to see the world, but thank you, Eli, for taking a bite out of that.
Exactly. I'm like, no, honey, I'll pay for a hotel.
Yeah.
So, let me ask you a question. So, I love asking people who are in a horror film, are you yourself a horror film fan?
Some. I grew up with the classics: Frankenstein, Phantom of the Opera, Wolfman, and The Creature from the Black Lagoon. So in my later years, I think one of the last of the horror movies I saw was Halloween, but I did see The Exorcist. What else? I remember seeing Hostel and the Green Inferno when it came out, obviously, but I don't have a TV, and I fall asleep in movies. Roger and I were talking about it, and I'm always looking at other things, not only just the acting, but the direction, the cinematography, the choices, the script, the intention, continuity, So, yeah, it's hard for me to go to watch movies, but I do like horror for the sheer fact that it jumps out at you, Oh, gosh, I didn't see that coming. So yeah. And I wanted to see, like, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I got a good friend of mine who was in the Saw series. There's a bunch I never saw the Blair Witch Project, but there's so many. Never heard of this one over here, but apparently it's very popular.
Yeah. No, Halloween Town, it's more, Disney, it's not like horror per se, but still very popular if you're a child of like that era.
Right.
I mean, we look at the lines for these movies.
Yeah, I thought, I was, I guess, surprised by what we were doing, because I don't think I ever saw Hostel 1 until I got the job for Hostel 2. And then I thought, boy, this is very interesting. It's high art. There's a couple scenes in Hostel 2 where one of the famous Italian directors, I'll get his name in a second, is cutting up somebody, kind of like a charcuterie.
The cannibalism scene.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
You're like, what?
So that appeals to me, that madness. Yeah. But I grew up on the classics.
Yeah, you and me both. I'm always fascinated. So one time, my friend, in fact, my cameraman here, Mark, he says, "Well, what do you think horror is?" And for me, I said anything that takes you out of your comfort zone.
Right.
And for him, and I'm going to put words in his mouth, but the gist of it was, for him, horror has to have like some sort of a supernatural element.
Oh, interesting.
For me,
yeah.
real life is the scariest thing of all.
Yeah.
So I like ones that are a little more grounded in reality.
Right.
You know.
Right. No, I was in there. That I think I'm going to get my brother either a Frankenstein poster or a Invaders from Mars. Remember Invaders from Mars?
Yeah.
And then like shows like Men with the X-ray vision. I think that was Ray Milan.
Yeah.
We could speak telepathically, and he had tremendous stuff. Love that. But the newer genre, they've really gone to some interesting areas of gore. And my brother was a huge fan of Fangoria. I was not. But I understand the appreciation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Hostel came out quite some time ago. I'm bad at math. Does it surprise
07,
you?
08, something like that?
Does it surprise you, the longevity? And
No,
the fact that people are still lining up to
'cause-
come and meet you?
Because Roger and I were amazing. I'll speak for myself. I mean, he kind of gummed up the works, and I'll take care of him when he's not looking. But
Make sure you get that on camera.
Eli did a fantastic job. It's just so well done. I only saw 1 and 2, but it doesn't surprise me that it's kind of a bit of a cult favorite, because I mean that's the kind of stuff I would watch. It's so well done. Because I traveled in Europe, I stayed in hostels when I traveled in the 70s, and I get how great that sort of twist is when, oh yeah, we're going to come on and stay in the hospital. It's cheap, but you're going to pay for it.
Exactly. What are you up to these days? Working on any new projects? What do you got going
I did
on?
a little thing, a show with Jennifer Aniston called The Morning Show that's coming out in a little bit. But, I have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I'm mostly enjoying re-entry in the East Coast and taking care of my mom, who's 101.
Wow.
Spending time with some old friends.
That's awesome.
And for the first time in, 35, 40 years, just not really chasing the carrot.
Okay.
And enjoying life. I've been around a lot of, death in my life that has led me to really enjoy the simplicity of just being grateful for every day, every breath.
I hear that, man.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Yeah.
All right, so, Richard, if you could give one piece of advice to a young up-and-coming actor or actress out there who wants to break into the film business, what advice would you give them?
I think it's really important for kids to realize that you've got to start to accept the fact that you'll endure more rejection than you will acceptance. And learn as many things as you can, read as many things as you can, the classics, learn how to play instruments, learn how to sing, find out a skill, a craft, something that really makes you A, money, and B, fulfilled in life. And it could be, some sort of basket weaving or rug making or blanket. It could be working as a carpenter, as a plumber, but something that you can do that creates a sense of dignity for yourself, because this business will not give you the dignity that you might want. There's so many people that are doing it, and it's a luck of the draw, and it's about perseverance. It's about loving yourself in spite of someone else's rejection of you, and staying with it if that's your passion. But first, finding out your passion. Figure out something to support yourself that you like doing. And then, even before that, do things you don't like doing. Because you might get a role you really don't care about, but it might pay the bills. You might want to, have the starring role. You might get a secondary role. Be prepared for your own vision, and then someone else is to come into it.
Awesome. Words of wisdom from Richard Burgi, everybody. Richard, thank you so much for a few minutes of your time.
Yeah, man.
I do appreciate it. When I said I'm just a fan who gets to do some cool stuff, I meant it. So it really is a thrill to get to meet and talk to the people that I've enjoyed, watching all these years.
Well, we
Really
do
is.
it, to be honest, we do it for you. We do it for the people who appreciate what we do. It makes a lot of joy in our lives. People come up and, like what we do.
Awesome.
If it wasn't for people like you and the fans out there, we'd be pissing in the wind.
All right. Awesome. Thanks again, Richard. I appreciate it.
Cheers, brothers.
All
Thank you.
Richard Burgi, everybody here at New Jersey HorrorCon and Film Festival. I am the horror nerd, Todd Staruch, signing off. We will see all of you in the next interview.